I'm going to be clear. Maybe the ancestors was like, I rebuke it. But I'm gonna be very clear when I say that if someone feels that they're in a long distance relationship with you and that somehow they are not affected and or touched by your hurt and your pain, and they feel like at any moment they could just drop the ball on you and just walk away, and not be present to your pain, or they can leave you on red or put their phone down and say, I'll deal with that tomorrow. People don't feel held by that. And I know that perhaps in the past, or not perhaps, I know that in the past I've done that to people, but that energy never felt right. And there are the thing that I keep communicating to people is that I interact online or in person with thousands, if not hundreds of people every day. So I know when someone shows their ass up to the live stream like you did today and actually say good morning and shares their heart, and it feels good and it feels warm, and we shake our asses to Beyonce over lunch and then move on. I know what that energy feels like from a person on the internet who I've never been in the physical presence of, like you, Terilyn. But I also know when someone's in your space and they're looking at you in a judgmental way and they're judging you for the crazy life you're living, but if you ask them to help it, they go, I'm in Minnesota. Or I've helped as much as I can help and I'm done helping now. Or I'll help you, once things are better for me again, or what have you. Which, like I said, all humans can be this way, but I'm done with the back and forth. It's been like a year and a half. I've seen all that I need to see. And I'm complete. I'm complete. And this particular lady has been saying to her friends, she's told me, she's been saying to her personal friends, well, her personal friend, she only has one other one. She's been saying to that friend for the last year, should I give up on this man? Should I just let him ruin his life? She asked her friend that question, like, should I just let this man ruin his life and just let him go? That's not a good feeling. But with the moves and the behaviors of this weekend, I can see that we're always going to be in the situation where she will wonder if she's had enough and wants to go. And to that I say, see yourself out. I'm so good. I don't need any kind of admin support or any kind of conversations or I don't need any of that. I don't need any of that two-faced, wishy-washy kind of shit. And the reason why I come across as two-faced and wishy-washy in my shit is because I respond to what I feel. If I feel like people are not showing up, or if people are not on my side, or people not in my corner, I say these type of things, and it's like, oh, how dare you name what actually happened to you? But this is part of me being gaslit by human motherfuckers for 30 years, them telling me, them harming me or treating me painfully, and then saying, I didn't do that. Whenever I do something that's crazy, like call a bitch out on the internet, I say, I did it. Like in Game of Thrones. Tell them I said it and tell them I did it. I'm real that way, but we don't have reality anymore here. And I've been left out and hung out to dry so many times that I'm done. I can actually find friends and people who want to love me fully. I can actually reach for that and have that in my life. And I do have it. I'm living in a whole house of goodness and mercy, and we're coming to terms about what that means and the safety and security of that, or we have. But I'm done having these conversations. This morning I woke up to a text message that's kind of like, I'm ready to talk about this whenever I'm complete. This is André on Clubhouse, and I'm complete. Leave quietly. I've just had enough. I've had enough of the back and forth. And I've had, frankly, enough of white lady energy around me. The white ladies that were running the Feinstein show for Christmas. They fired me in a very shady way, probably about my comments about Jewish people and their crazy abuse of power. And the firing or the removal from the website was just another form of that abuse of Jewish power. You know, I don't need that kind of energy. There's enough good people of all varieties and all walks and all colors and backgrounds that want to love me and support me and have me at their church services and in their event spaces and beyond. I don't need to have white supremacy enacted on me by people who want to be my friends or claim to be my friends. I don't need that. I don't need it at all. So that's my truth and that's my piece. I hope that you all have a wonderful day. Poor Sunflower, SVNFLWR, got an earful today, but you've seen people stamp off into the bushes from me, you yourself included sometimes. I've just been like, I'm over this island. Where's the first boat out of here? You know, people stamp and stomp away from me all the time. But I'm okay with that because sometimes I find that I've had a full day of peace today. There's been no push or pull or competition or nagging energy in my vicinity. It's been all, you know, we started this morning talking to you about your life and your weekend. And then we moved into emails. And then we moved into Beyonce twerking. And now we're wrapping this edition of Dr. Flo Live up. I'm going to take a shower and I'm going to go sing. But today has been a really, really peaceful day without disturbing energies. I want to move with that. I'm going to say gratitude and thanks for helping me build. You know, there was a lot of tearing down as well as building up over the last year and a half. But I'm going to say thank you for the music and thank you for the memories. And keep it pushing, because what I'm not going to do is continue to ask my friends to support me in the ways I need and have them go, maybe so, maybe not. That's very discouraging for me. And as a person who is an encourager professionally, I don't need any discouragement in the camp. Nah. May you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be free of all suffering. May you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be free of all suffering. May you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be free of all suffering. And Tara Lynn, you're like in the house on Clubhouse and like the live streams here on Telegram, which, you know, a lot of people have a hard time figuring out how these live streams work. You know, there's a whole little icon that's moving on Telegram that says, "We're the fuck in here." Where have the people been today, Tara Lynn?
Somewhere over the rainbow.
Now, you could have come here over the rainbow. You could have come in here and just said 5 minutes of hello and then jumped off, and you would always have access to come back. Shit gets really, really weird when you go for days at a time and people are in there. Shit gets weird when you go days at a time and the people who are usually in your live streams aren't in your live streams because they're mad at you. I don't need that static. I will see you, Carolyn, whenever you want to be here. When I come back later tonight, I'll say hello. You got to be here for 5 minutes, 5 seconds. It'll always be good, but I'm not going to do the chasing of people for love through the internet that I was doing. That's crazy to me. Not when there's 9.9 billion people out there who want to get to know a person like me. If I take the feedback from my family and friends and the people around me, which we were talking about earlier, if I take that feedback and let them be like, oh, he's a, you know, Selena was on the stage the other day going, Andre's such a spicy pastor energy. He yanks you by your collar and there's no vibe like Andre. I'm like, well, if there's no vibe like Andre, why don't you ever come to my programs? Why are you never in my audiences? Why do I have to chase you through the DMs? Why are you commenting on my pictures and then disappearing for weeks at a time? If my vibe is all this and that, I think that you like my vibe as it relates to being in your room. You know, the nerve of her to avoid me for like 8 months to a year and never come to my programming, but then say, I have a house now. We would love if you stopped by for a chill and chat after. Is that really what we're doing, folks? Is that what we're doing?
It's that head wrap, I tell you.
It's the head wrap. It's definitely the head wrap. But that's okay. People have chosen the energies and the phoniness and the fakeness that they want to dwell in. They'll get everything that they desire out of their lives. They will have their students. They will have their monthly incomes. They will have all the things that they desire in this life, but they will not have me because I'm done with that maybe energy. I'm gonna be around students and clients and mentors and friends and internet buddies and family members and in homes and stuff of complete love where people aren't having to make up their minds about me. That's the worst feeling in life. We've all felt this as human when people are on the fence about us. It is not empowering to feel that someone hasn't made up their mind. You've known me for a year and a half and you're still making up your mind. You know me for a year and a half and you're still waiting to see what I do, to see what you're going to do. Get the fuck out of here. See my dick. See my dick on your way out. You don't have to make up your mind about me anymore. You don't have to sit in corners. And the thing about Tara that's so interesting to me is that it's full circle. Tara started watching me from stages or coming into my rooms on Clubhouse and watching me from the audience. And where it ended a couple days ago was with her being right in my audience, giving thumbs up and watching me do my thing while sitting there in judgment. I was like, ain't this some shit? We went through all of this heart to hearts, cries and tears and laughter, overnights and all of this shit. And it all comes down to you being still in the audience watching me mean mugging or pretending that you're confused and you just don't know what's going on. Okay. It's all right. People can pretend to be confused all they want. I'm not confused. I know that pulling by the neck pastoral energy that everyone loves so much, she's on stages on Clubhouse in non-replay rooms, right? In non-replay, always on stage in the replay rooms being like Miss Congeniality, but in replay rooms it's kind of like in non-replay rooms like, oh yeah, Andre's so pastoral. He's like, if I'm so pastoral and so great as you're saying in front of this room of strangers, then where the fuck are you? Oh, you're in your feelings. And it's going to be her energy and my energy would never rock really well together anyway, because I am the motherfucker that will go live and talk about our relationship in public. And if you're a person who can't handle like your yay being yay and your nay being nay, or if you can't handle a personal conversation coming up in my confessional or live stream, you're not going to be able to be here because I'm a real ass bitch, give a fuck about a nigga. Like, this is like known. Like, I try not to do harmful things to people so that it doesn't come out on a live stream. Mm-hmm. And if things are said about me on a live stream that are not the truth, I'm able to defend whatever I did in public very plainly. But the fact that folks go into my live streams, and I'm not removing anybody. I want everybody to see my shit plainly as day. I'm not going to ban anybody or make them, I can't say what I need to say. That's a prison for me as a Black person. As a Black person that's melanated, not being able to talk about sending nudes or not being able to talk about the bullshit that happens to me in a whitewashed, white supremacist, capitalist society, me not being able to speak my truth is the chains that we're trying to get out of. Nope. I'm gonna sing my shows on stage and come off the stage and wave at people and get in my car and go right on down the road and be like, who? Same way that TT Nadia came in the house the other night and was like, yeah, I talked to Omi the other day and he said that was a really rough patch in his life and he just is so sorry about. I went, he should tell that to the FBI like I told it to the FBI. You're gonna threaten my life and I have you reported to the Canadian FBI and the American FBI and then send my sister friend in the house to do your bidding to tell me you're sorry. Fuck you. You don't get to harm me. and then be like, that was a really rough time. I didn't mean that. Just kidding.
Anybody time that rough, baby.
Say it again?
Yeah, I said anybody time that rough, so you should have been in a jacket.
That was crazy. The whole situation of him calling me in New York, him telling me, I'm coming to New York in a couple months, you better watch your back and all this shit. You better watch that fucking FBI, Canadian and American on that ass. And even in that situation, Tara was like, I don't know where this is coming from. I don't know what this means. Like, gee willikers, like, what's happening here? People that can do that are very dangerous people to me. If I'm walking through the store with you or walking through life with you and something harmful happens to me or you do something harmful to me and I go, ouch, and you go, I'm so confused. What is this? You're not a safe person for Black people. My ex-husband was the very same way. Just oblivious as fuck. They are allowed to be this way until you call it out. My ex-husband, I'm like, Maitland, why did you not protect me or like defend me in front of that sales associate? Well, I didn't see what the big deal was. I kind of saw where she was coming from. That's not protection for Black people. For you to be able to go, I don't know what happened. I'm confused. I'm not involved. I live in Minnesota. We're not even in the same state. I don't know, Your Honor. That kind of shit will fuck a Black person. And white people do this shit all the time. You know, in the same way that these producers of the Feinstein show will, they won't ever come to me face to face and confront this. They'll always be like, André just never returned our phone calls, and we don't know what's happening there. Now, ask me, do I have one email from them of them telling me that they removed me from the show? No. Do I have one message from them telling me that they removed me from the show? Do I have one explanation of the reason why I was suppressed and oppressed and removed? I have no messages from them as the producers and the people. What they did was they removed me from the website and then stopped talking. Same energy of, what's going on? I'm so confused. Like, he just wasn't responding favorably. That shit is dangerous for my Black ass, and she cannot be here. She cannot be here. And I tried to move it into a space where it was like, okay, fine. You don't want to be my real friend and actually have my back. You don't want to support me, you know, in the ways that I'm asking. So I'm going to move you over into a service provider friend where we're friendly, but I'm your service provider. You pay me for something, I show up, and it's all smiles and game, like, you know, that kind of game. And it's important to know in life, like, what game you're playing with people. It's important to know whether or not they're your friends that have your back or people who you are in a cohort with or in a program with that live states and miles away. It's important to know. And when I said we're going to have to really make this a service provider friendship and relationship, she said, well, I'm going to have to think about that. It doesn't matter. You're going to do what you want to do anyway. I've thought about it. It's like, I will be showing up at the appointed times into the Google Meets and stuff, having my hour-long meetings and bouncing, but I will no longer allow you to have access to my personal heart and my tears, because after all of that crying and all of that boo-hooing, because you've been around for it too on Clubhouse, Sarah's is so good. After all of that, you still get to go, I'm confused. In fact, I'm still confused. I don't even have a clue right now what's going on. She really will tell all of her friends and the whole country and the whole world or whomever she talks to that she doesn't know what happened here when I'm saying in plain language what the fuck happened here. And would say more if asked. But, you know, they don't like to come to Dr. Flo Live because it's spicy. But eventually what will happen is people who actually want mentorship, people who want real conversations, people who want to be around real people and feel real love that I provide, they will be here time and time again. They'll come as often as they can without any, you know, reservations. They won't be like other people in the community. It's like, you know, you scare me and you make me feel like, you know, like you're making me feel like I could get called out at any moment, and that doesn't make me feel safe here, Dre. Well, then you may not want to be here. Do stupid shit, get stupid results.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't understand. Like all I'm trying to do is make sure that you, Tara Lynn, are having safe passage in your life and that you're okay in the world as it relates to your body temple and your dreams. I don't want any. I've never asked you for anything other than you being okay and safe in the world, you know. And then I light your ass up when I think you should be doing more about your business and your brand and your gifts. But I'm not over here pretending to be confused about what you're going through. I've never once said to you, Taylor, I don't understand what's going on. I'm so confused. If I'm listening and paying attention, I know what the fuck is going on.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't do convenient relationships. I don't do fair weather friends. And this lady is definitely a fair weather friend. She gets to literally pull her hands off the table or pull support or walk away whenever she wants and then go into her friend groups and go, I wonder if I should let this black guy sink or not. That's a maybe energy, and it really can do more damage than good. So I'm complete. Am I hurt about this? Do I feel like I'm going to miss that supportive energy? On some level, yes, but I also know that spirit will provide new, fresh opportunities to connect with strangers, and someone will come along in the community and in the world and say, like, "Yo, this is a hole that now needs plugging. This is a space in your life, Dr. Flo, where you need support." Um, I hate the idea or the feeling that she's helped me build all of this over the last year and a half, and now it's gone kaboom like this. But I'll give her credit. She'll always have credit as an architect of this program. But the access to my heart, and the access to, I'm not going to go through like this would be the equivalent of, you break up with a boyfriend and you go through the
Mm-hmm.
internet, social media, and you just delete all their pictures or you scratch their faces out in the frame. Like, I'm not doing all that shit. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, you were in my life for a year and a half. And at the very end, I realized that you are not a trustworthy person in friendship. Mm-hmm. There's always more competition and more ego-driven stuff. There's always a kind of like, when are we going to co-appear on Instagram? When are we going to do a program together? Like, when am I getting your video for Winterludes? There's always that kind of stuff. So at the last check-in, I slid Winterludes 3 songs across the table, raw footage, and was like, listen, I'm done with all of this back and forth energy. Here's your footage of Winterludes. You can chop it and put it up on your stuff if you want. This morning I was told, well, do you still want me to use your Winterludes or not? So, number one, you wasted my time because I recorded all that shit for you, but I was going to record it anyway because I sing every day online. But also, it's that same energy of, if we're not on good terms and if we're not speaking and if we're not in good relationship, I'm not going to promote you and your business, which ultimately affects my bottom line of my shmoney.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do cross promotions with y'all because I have my dick in my hand and I have nothing better to do. I do cross promotions because hopefully you'll be promoted on my platforms and you'll get a boost and a rise in the shmoney, and then vice versa. But for a person to come in and go, well, I'll just wait for your contract to come through before I put out your content. It's just more of the same. It's more of a maybe energy of, I'm gonna wait and see if this guy acts and behaves in a way that makes me feel comfortable enough to give him access to my following. And if he doesn't do something in the way that I want, then I won't publish his shit, or I won't respond in kind. I said this on a live stream earlier. I'm sure she heard it because she's always watching my shit but never around, especially this weekend. So busy. It's a busy singing season. Decembers are so rough. I hope that her unborn children don't get treated this way. I hope that children and people in her life never feel that if they don't do something right, or they don't behave in a certain way, or they don't act in a certain way, that she'll just pull the rug from under them. That's the worst feeling ever. I've been addressing that here in this community as well. Like, yo, the feeling of I could step out of line or do something bad and you could put me in the street or not promote my content or brick my shit or go in and delete all of my stuff as admin, that's not a good feeling. Now, I hold magic and power in that no matter what you destroy about me or whatever you tear down, like I'm, you know, I struggle to care, you know, I struggle to care because at the end of the day, I'm magic. I could literally, you know, put a TP in the middle of Alaska and make a friend. I'm very, very good at making friends. I'm very, very good at meeting people. I'm very, very good at putting myself out there clearly. So I'm not really concerned about the destruction of anything that I've built. But the fact that trust isn't even there is also a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Major problem. That
Major.
Someone could say, like, I don't like you today, so yeah, I'll hold. Or like I said, the thing that was confessed to me that was the biggest thing ever was this idea that you know, maybe I should leave this. I don't know if I should just give up on this situation and you know, abandon this black man. Or I don't think the black man part was said, but the energy was, you know, should I help him by helping him do his work for him, or should I just leave him on the side of the road? And that kind of energy will never be, you know, it will never be okay with me. You know, I don't need that kind of attendance. And you know, I don't know, this has been like the worst year ever. But I'm also the cat. I'm also over you know, all of the games that get played, you know. I'm happy to just place people in the audience and say, like, thank you for participating. You know, I will have, you know, I tried to cash these people out. I tried to say, like, yo, you know, here's some insurance on my life, so that you know, if things you know, don't work out for us, you'll still have some kinds of assurances. But that was not wanted. They didn't want my, you know, financial assurance. They didn't want my, you know, they didn't want my, you know, they didn't want, you know, my life insurance money or, you know, anything like that. You know, I was like, sure, like if I'm not worth a lot right now, so I'll give you stake in my life insurance so that you feel like you didn't walk away empty handed. Like, what would it take? You know, is this a money thing, or is this a, like, what is this? You know, like, if you don't want 10 to 33% of my life insurance policy and me to make, like to make sure that I take care of you in that way, then what do you want? And it's like it's like they didn't want the money or anything. They just want to fucking annoy me. You know, I don't want 33% stake in your company. I don't want to be a trustee in your business, Dre. She's like, I don't want any money from you in the event of your death. Period. All right. So you don't want any money from me. You don't want any compensation from me. You don't want to bill me out for services or your time. You just want to be in my DMs on a Monday morning telling me how you feel.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to be a rich man. I'm trying to grow Love City Island. I'm trying to grow my personal business practice. I'm trying to grow myself. I'm trying to grow my bank account. What am I gonna sit around and talk to you about, you know, this confusion for? What am I gonna sit around and go back and forth with you niggas about? I'm not going back and forth with you niggas. I'm gonna say, like, good morning, Carolyn. Welcome to Dr. Flo Live. What's on your heart today? Let's talk about it. I'll schedule a meeting later in the week for 30 minutes to talk about your dreams and then keep it pushing. But all of these feelings when people have said out loud, I'm in Minnesota and I have nothing. I'm in Minnesota, so I don't even understand why we're even talking about this. I can't even be involved on that level, Andre, because I'm miles away. I don't even know why I'm being asked about this, because I don't know anybody in the situation and I don't know anything involved. And I just, that Switzerland kind of energy of just being able to go, I'm in Minnesota. I don't even fucking know. And on top of all that, I'm confused. You're not going to be confused in here. Because guess what? I'm not confused. And God is not the author of confusion. I'm not confused. Like, people try to treat you like you're confused or mentally unstable or something's wrong with you. I'm not confused. I said to everybody because there's this whole thing that was happening in the community of like, I don't have a lot of money right now. I'm living in this house for free. I'm trying to rebuild my life. And there's this whole energy of kind of like, he's not moving fast enough or more should be done. And so I was trying to calm all that more should be done energy down by just simply saying like, I don't have the money to give you right now. But I can make sure that if in the event that I died on the way to building out Love City Arts and Dr. Flo and the Love Experience, if a nigga passes away, no one's going to lose their home or no one's going to be asked out. No one's going to have to wonder. The idea was like, if I died, then the community would have to pass a plate and ask Tara Lynn, would you please give a few dollars over to bury this nigga? Please. That was the energy as it was presented to me. I was like, all right, fine. Then Nadia will get 33%, Nina will get 33%, and Tara will get 33%. Tara was like, I don't want any money from you in the event of death. I just want to be confused. And up until this morning was still confused about, I don't understand where this came from. I asked you to cover me and to make sure that at least my last affairs were handled. And if you're the operations manager in my business, that at the very least, that there would be financial coverage for you so that you wouldn't treat me like I owe you something. Time or energy, whatever. Like, I'm trying to get out of this energy of feeling like I owe people things, because what the fuck would I owe you as a friend? But now I'm realizing we're not friends. We're like service providers. Like, the cohort and the clubhouse rooms and all that is just an extension of business, which I know you felt as well from this personality with receipts that I know. So I'm done with all of that kind of, she sat up on the stage in Clubhouse and was like, I don't like the tit for tat energy. I'm deciding in 2023 to not go forward with this tit for tat energy. Well, you have to stop being fucking tit for tat if you don't want to go forward in tit for tat energy. You got to stop being confused about life and confused about shit if you don't want to be tit for tat. Like, you have to knock that shit off too. And stop being so fucking confused about shit that happened. But once again, she was never going to be safe going forward, because a person that, I'm never going to say to you, Tara Lynn, like, I don't know what's going on with Tara Lynn. I'm in North Carolina. Like, I'm in a whole different state. Tara Lynn's in what state? Oh, Tara Lynn's in Tennessee. I'm in North Carolina. I'm confused. I couldn't possibly know what's going on with Tara Lynn because I'm in a whole different state. I would never do that. I would never deny the Lord 3 times. But it's okay, because like I said this morning in my social post, my community is as close to me as they want to be. My community is as loyal to me as they want to be. And the people who are confused will be confused outside the gates. Because everybody inside is going to be on board. It's nothing but smiles, support, shenanigans, and songs. And snacks. And snacks. La Croix, bitch. La Croix and Beyonce. And if you don't want to be in La Croix and Beyonce because you got so many opinions about how things should be run differently, You have so many opinions about how things should go differently. You have so many opinions about the operations part of my business. You have so many opinions about the way in which I entrepreneur. But the moment I ask you to like cover me in death and life or give me an extra covering so I don't feel so unstable in my life, I'm in Minnesota. I'm confused. Life is very overwhelming for me. You know that I'm a professional musician, and you know that I have a business of 30 students, and you know I have this and this, and there's overwhelming time, and there's just so much going on for me. So I'm not caught up. I'm so confused. That's a very convenient thing, given that everybody in their life is fucking going through something, and we're still tracking.
Mm-hmm.
I know that you were isolated this weekend, and that you're looking for a way to jump back into community and be in harmony with people. And like, how do I know that unless I'm here? And for me to be like, oh, I haven't heard from Carolyn in a while. I'm just so confused. Is a fucking lie. You're not gonna white lady me to death and then say I didn't even want the money anyway. All right, that's fine. That's fine. Dr. Flo Live. Dr. Flo Live. It's a spicy Monday, folks. Yeah. It's great. Anyway, may you be happy. May you be healthy.
Yes.
May you be free of all suffering. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be free of all suffering. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be free of all suffering. And may love hold you in its big hands. And if you want a pastor or a mentor or a friend that only makes you feel good in life, that's not humanly possible. But you're going to want to find that across the street. At First Presbyterian or First Antioch. But if you're wanting someone who's going to just speak the truth and say ouch and oops, and apologize when I need to and not when I don't need to, then I'm your guy. And I've got Patreon people who I love, like Tara Lynn, and I've got donors and sponsors who I try to honor with my time and with my energy. And like I said in my social media, most of my clients pay me like $25 a week to give a fuck about their shit. You know what I mean? So, some pay a little more, but if you're talking about like $25 to $50 a week, I'm not stressed. I ain't stressing today. For $50 a week or less, I'm not stressing with you for $50 or less. What do you think this is? I ain't stressing today. I ain't stressing today. All right, y'all. Have a good one. That's Dr. Flo Live. I'll be back later to talk my shit and supports and shenanigans and snacks and all those things. Thank you, Carolyn, for stopping by today and gasping on camera and
being Negro sigh.
Yeah, like we're not gonna have these energies work on us anymore. We're gonna get free, and be truly free. It's a sad situation, but Loki don't care, and neither do I. Right, Loki?
Loki, he's weak.
Unbothered scratch. Have a good one. I'll see you later. Text me later.
I will.
All right, peace. Love you. I love you. Love you. Bye.
Bye.